What is going on, everyone? This is Eric coming at you from just outside of Hartford, Connecticut. And today we're continuing our NHL rants as we look at the Atlantic Division. Now, this is going to be part 2 of the Atlantic Division. Part 1 went up earlier this month as we looked at the Toronto Maple Leafs, the Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Ottawa Senators. And of course, last month in February, we discussed the Boston Bruins in their own separate rant video. So this video is going to look at the Montreal Canadiens, Florida Panthers, Detroit Red Wings, and the Buffalo Sabres. So without further ado, let's jump right in, and we'll start with the Montreal Canadiens. So the Canadiens are one of my favorite teams. So yeah, just want to put that out there. Elite goaltending. This is as an outsider looking in. The Canadiens have had such good goaltending in their whole existence. I mean, right off the bat, they had George Vezina, and he was one of the best goaltenders. You look at his goals against average, wasn't good, but different hockey back then. And then shortly after, they get guys like Ken Dryden. They have Jacques Plante, even Panthers.Why in the 90s, 80s and 90s. And then even now, Carey Price. These are guys that spent long durations of time behind the net for Montreal. And as a Flyers fan in particular, to look at this team and be able to say, wow, look at all these, wait a second. They've only had this goalie lasted what? It's just mind-boggling to see a goaltender last that long for one organization. And Montreal has really got it made. They really have it made. 24 Stanley Cups. So admittedly, I've never met a Canadiens fan in person. I've never physically talked to one in person. So I haven't heard it. But also, I wasn't a big hockey fan when I was younger. And I can tell you, Yankees fans are notorious. When I was younger, all I would hear is 26, 26, 26. And when they won in 09, 27, 27, 27. It got annoying. So I can only imagine Montreal Canadiens fans are just as bad in person as the Yankees fans are. Of course, 24 Stanley Cups is nothing to scoff at. And they're 24-10 in Stanley Cup appearances. It's not like they keep making the cup and losing. But, it's just kind of irritating to keep hearing it. Yeah, you won 24 cups, but guess what? A good chunk of them came against 5 other teams. So, yeah, make your argument now. Sam Pollock fleecing everyone. So Sam Pollock was one of the better GMs in NHL history, but he became one of the better GMs. How he became the GM of the Canadiens was a little controversial. They basically forced the prior GM to step down to get Pollock. So that's a little knock there. And then, now Pollock himself, he would fleece everybody. So he fleeced the California Golden Seals, giving them basically a guy who was washed up for the Golden Seals first round pick. That first round pick would become the first overall pick. Guess what? They would use that first overall pick as cup champions, mind you. They had won the cup, or they had come very close to winning the cup the year before, on Guy Lafleur. And guess what? Guy Lafleur, Hall of Famer, one of the best players in NHL history. So, of course, you fleeced him. That's going to cost me to dislike you a little bit for that. And, of course, that's not the only thing Pollock did. Pollock was great at that. He would trade these aging veterans for first-round picks because he saw the value of it. It's strategy, okay? I don't hate them for this. It's strategy. Hoarding the French-Canadian talent. Oh, boy. So, of course, I've said it before in videos. I am French-Canadian. So, I'd like to see the French-Canadian talent go around the board, but for the longest time, the Canadiens were, notoriously good at taking all the French-Canadian talent. Was this intentional? There was a rule that said the Canadiens were allowed to sign 2 extra French-Canadian players prior to the draft before anyone else could, or 2 more than anyone else could. And, well, at that time, players were able to, sign anywhere before the draft. If you were born in Quebec, why would you sign outside of Quebec? It makes more sense to stay with the Canadiens. So they hoarded the French-Canadian talent, which, of course, made them a dynasty, because the French-Canadians were some of the best hockey players in the world. Fans booing the U.S. national anthem. I didn't know this happened. So when they're playing in Montreal, the Montreal fans are very well known for booing the U.S. national anthem, specifically when they're playing against Boston. I'm sorry, that's just disrespectful. We'll get to a point in a little further on in this video, but the last NHL game I was at, we all stood for the Canadian national anthem, despite the fact that no Canadian team was playing there. So, You don't boo a national anthem. I don't care. It's disrespectful. It's completely disrespectful. It's just, I don't have anything to say to that. Florida Panthers. Why do they exist? Seriously. Why do they exist? Why? Why do the Panthers have a team? Why does Florida have two teams when they can't support a single one? Why? Have you seen their attendance? The thumbnail of this video is of the Florida Panthers arena during an NHL game. Not a preseason game. Okay? Not preseason. This is during a game. It's despicable. Why does this team exist? Why do the Coyotes exist? But why does this team exist? Why do they exist over Hartford? Why does Hartford not have a team? Why do the Nordiques not exist? Bring back either of these teams before giving Florida another shot. Heck, it's stupid. Get out of Florida. Tampa Bay can keep their team. Tampa Bay is decent, okay? Tampa Bay has good attendance. The Florida Panthers do not. They need to go now. You don't want to shake up the balance? That's fine. Hartford, Quebec, we want teams. Give us teams, okay? Florida does not need two teams. Get rid of them. Get rid of the Panthers. They're a joke of a team anyway. And, throwing rats on the ice. So apparently prior to one of their home openers, a rat was in the team's locker room and one of the players killed the rat with a stick. Interesting story, but now the fans take that as time to throw rats on the ice. So they throw fake rats on the ice. It's just stupid. Rats are disgusting. Why would you want to celebrate rats? Detroit Red Wings, 1997 Stanley Cup. So I was born in 1997. Obviously, the 96-97 season was the last season the Whalers existed. So the Flyers made the 97 Stanley Cup. And obviously, I don't remember the 97 Stanley Cup. There's no way I could. But I could have had a little bit of saving grace knowing the Whalers left the year the Flyers last won the Cup. But the Red Wings took that away from me. So thanks, Detroit. Hope you guys enjoyed it with your little dynasty. I hope you guys enjoyed killing my hopes and dreams. Octopus, octopi, whatever you want to say. Why do you throw octopi on the ice? Like, can you imagine having the thought process of, let me stuff an octopus down my pants and then throw it on the ice during a game? Why? What? Why? Like, at least the rats that the fans in Florida throw are fake. Why are you throwing a real octopus on the ice? And it's dead, of course, but it's just, why? I never understood that. Ruining Casey Middlestat's debut. So I mentioned before, for the last last NHL game I went to, it was between Buffalo and Detroit, and it happened to be Casey Middlestat's NHL debut. It was March 29th, 2018, 3 years ago, to the state. And it just, I wish that Middlestat and the team had won, but unfortunately, the Sabres did not win. We were in Buffalo. Patrick was there with me. We were in Buffalo. We were having a good time. Buffalo took an early lead, but then the Red Wings just took it away. It would have been nice. And then Dylan Larkin. Dylan Larkin's a guy I like as a player, but it's just Detroit's done absolutely nothing to help this guy. They're in such a bad situation when it comes to the salary cap. I've poked fun at them before with players like Franz Nielsen. So, I don't know what to say about Detroit right now. Lastly, we have the Buffalo Sabres. Constant failure. Has this team had any success? Really? I don't remember them succeeding at anything. They just continuously lose. They keep losing. That's the thing. You think, oh, hey, maybe they'll rebound this year. Nope. Guess what? They stink yet again. Hey, guess what? You signed Taylor Hall. Maybe you'll do it. Nope. Guess what? You stink. I don't get it. They have all these players, and they don't do anything. They keep changing the scheme. They keep adding new GMs. They keep getting coaches. It doesn't do anything. Buffalo just needs to start all over. But not the way they did it, where they fired literally everybody in one day. You can't do that. That's just disrespectful. The 1975 Stanley Cup. So the Flyers won the Stanley Cup, okay? So the Flyers won. They repeated as champions. So I'm not here to say that. And, of course, I wasn't alive in 1975. But two things happened during that Stanley Cup, both in Buffalo. There was an incident where fog took over the ice because the Sabres Stadium didn't have air conditioning. How can you be an NHL team and not have air conditioning in your stadium? Like, come on, man. fog literally creeps onto the ice because of this. And prior to that game, a bat got in there, and they had to swat down the bat before the game, like during when players are on the ice. I don't know what to say. There's video on both of these. Check it out on YouTube. Jack Eichel. I love Jack Eichel. Okay, Jack Eichel is one of my favorite players in the league. I have an Eichel shirt, and it's insane to me that you've done absolutely nothing to help Eichel. At minimum, at least trade the guy, spare him. But no, there's of course that meme going around. Buffalo took Jack Eichel's soul. You look at him, and he goes from a smiling young kid to like a depressed guy. Yeah, Buffalo does that to you. Buffalo can't win. Why does he deserve this? What did Eichel do to deserve this? What is one good thing I can say about each of these teams? Buffalo. I love the city of Buffalo. One of my favorite places I've ever been. Beautiful place. I want to go back there again once a certain global event's over and I can travel freely for the most part. But I love the city, and you have a great fan base. Shout out to Bills Mafia. Detroit. You guys have had some good series, and you guys have done well. You kept Boston in the basement for a little bit. You kept Chicago out for a little bit. So I do appreciate that. And you really haven't done too much to my Flyers outside of 97. So, Florida Panthers. I like Joel Quenneville. That's all I can really say. That's all I can really say. Montreal Canadiens. I mentioned before, I am part French Canadian. So I got a lot of respect when I started doing my research on this team. I fell in love with them, how they treated the French Canadians, how if it weren't for the Montreal Canadiens, there's a good chance that the French Canadians would have had a few more, probably decades of not being able to really play in the NHL. I respect the Montreal Canadiens. I'm proud to say that the Canadiens are definitely my favorite Canadian team by far. So shout out to Montreal. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a good rest of your day.